Hello, 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 everybody. Happy New Year, and welcome to the first episode of the Amateur Expert podcast of 2020. So I'm excited to have you guys here. If it's your first time listening, welcome. The idea of this podcast is to empower people and to really and truly give people a platform to share their story as well as inspire others. So on this episode today, I will be giving you a brief background of my career path, as well as the tips and motivators that I used along the way, my ideas of success, and how they changed along my journey. And then also I opened it up some questions that I'm going to answer that were asked in my stories a little bit earlier. So to get started, my name is Ashley, and I am the founder of the Amateur Expert brand. And I started blogging when I don't know how old I was, but it was around 2011. And I would say, insecure in my writing abilities, and I wasn't sure that people were really jiving with what I was saying. So I took a hiatus for a while, but I brought the podcast back, or introduced the podcast last year in March, and it has been something that has really brought me joy, but also something that I feel is an inspiration to others, and so I'm excited to have it. So currently for work, I am in purchasing. I'm the purchasing supervisor at a community health center. And what is that? I am responsible for approving purchase orders for all of our locations. I also am responsible for the contracts that we have and help with different leases, and also I don't know, I feel like every day there's something different, but I assist my supervisor in new project build outs and furniture layouts and a whole bunch of stuff. But when I was younger, I thought that I would be, at one point I thought I was going to be the church van driver. Another point I thought I was going to be an architect. I really and truly loved Frank Lloyd Wright and his works of art, honestly, and so I thought I would go to Rhode Island School of Art and Architecture and become an architect and interior designer. I'm not sure when that changed for me, but when I went to UConn, I had multiple majors. There was I think that was called the Pact, the group of like 4 or 5 black men that came to speak with us, and they had a pact that they would all graduate, and I believe they were all dentists. And so a friend of mine and myself decided that we were going to be dentists, and I took biology and failed it, and so I realized that wasn't for me, and that's okay. I at one point thought I was going to do business, and then another point I was doing family studies and human services. But then I left UConn and started working at a hotel, and I loved it. I loved it so much, and I climbed up the ladder quickly. I loved being of service to people. I loved meeting and exceeding their needs, and so I started going to school for that, hospitality management, and then I changed my major again to just general studies because I had so many credits that it just made more sense for me to, not more sense, but that was the quickest way out. And at that point I was older and decided I just wanted to graduate. So I finished college in 2017 with a degree in general studies. I still actually work at the hotel. I bartend once a week because it's something that allows me to meet really interesting people, and it also allows me to fulfill my passion of being of service to others. What else? My idea of success when I was younger, I think, and I said this when I did my original interview, success was Success, I think, just looked like maybe flexibility or freedom. My mom was, I come from a single family household. My mom was always with me though. She is an RN and always chose time over money. So, we traveled and we did some things, but I think, success was just like being able to do things that make you happy. And that's a lot. We did a lot of that when I was growing up. Now my idea of success is the same, and I think also it's more goal oriented. So trying to make a goal and achieve the goal, and not being crushed when the goal doesn't pan out or if it takes longer for you to achieve the goal. And so, yeah, I think that's my idea of success today. So now I'm going to transition into the questions that were asked of me. Someone asked, what is the next step for your career? So honestly, I don't know as far as my 9 to 5. I'm currently a supervisor, so maybe going up to management, maybe going to an operations role. I'm not really certain what the next step for me is going to be as far as that job. But as far as the podcast goes, I'd like to expand the content. This year we're going to be adding more segments. We'll be interviewing more people, and really just being able to give a platform to more people. Inspiring others is really and truly my passion, and I think that collaborating with different people is going to make that happen on a broader scheme. So I'm excited about that. What is my best beauty tip? So these days I'm getting I'm getting lash extensions, and I love them because it just makes me feel like it's an effortless look. But I do feel like, in all honesty, that you or I am happiest, or I feel like I'm the most beautiful when I'm happy. So I try to do things that make me happy so that I feel beauty from the inside out. Does that make sense? I think so. Also, making sure you drink your water and mind your business. Word to the Women Evolve delegation. What is my best hobby? I like to read. I like to travel. I like to hang out with my friends, binge watch. Oh, my best. Does that mean one thing? My best would be my favorite hobby. Me time. Whatever I would like to do during my me time. I don't know if that's an accurate answer. How did I identify the business that I wanted to start? How did I identify that the business I wanted to start was a good idea? I would say that I don't know that it's a good idea currently. It's a passion of mine. I think it's something that will help others, and I think that when you put other people first, not to your detriment though, that you'll succeed. So that is my hope and my prayer. What is my favorite food? I love French fries with a passion. They make me happy. How do I stay motivated? I think it depends on what the arena is. I am deadline driven, and also I maybe like accountability. So I don't like to let other people down. So like there are some days where I get discouraged about doing the podcast, but I'm trying to make it a regimented thing every Tuesday, and not, being diligent about that. So I would say my motivation comes from not wanting, or I guess I shouldn't be motivated by others. But if I'm being honest, I would say that currently wanting to be, or just wanting to be held accountable, not wanting to let myself down ultimately. I think that when things get really tough, I motivate myself just like with meditation or prayer, and knowing that like this too shall pass. Next question. Where is the merch? So I posted, I think during the Christmas season, some merch from a vendor, and someone purchased it and they were not happy. So, or they thought it could be better. That's what I'll say. So I am currently in the process of working with a new vendor, and getting some new merch out there. So stay tuned. I will be posting it soon. Thank you for looking out for it. Next question is, when can we expect an event? So I am collaborating with the author of To My Future WCW, Akeche. I interviewed him last year, and we are doing a Conversations in the Kitchen in LA on February 15th, and more details will come for that. But we are excited to be in an environment that neither of us is, really familiar with, and to get some people together to have some good conversations and have a good cooking class, just a new experience for folks, and a new environment. So I'm excited about that. And the last question I have is, how do I decide what content to post? So I think I go by what is the theme or the objective of my page, and it's to uplift people, it's to empower myself and others, and so that is what I decide to post. I decide when to post sort of based on either my mood or my analytics from Instagram. I did a photo shoot last year that was a lot of fun, and so posting those pictures sporadically was good, and I think everyone enjoyed that. So I would say, if you're trying to decide what you should post on your page, you should post what makes you feel good, post what you think is going to inspire other people, and then go back to your analytics and see what people like and what they don't like, so that you can keep your community happy. Yeah, that's all I got for today. Those are all the questions. I'm excited for the new year. I made a list of interviews that I want to manifest for this year. Some big names, some people who are very influential, who inspire me, and I hope to have them on this year. I would like to hear from you what you guys would like to see, what you guys are interested in seeing from me, what you want to see less of, and also open to collaborate with anyone who is in line with our mission. But honestly, I just want to give people a platform, honestly, to promote themselves and to share their story, because at every point in your journey, you're able to inspire someone else. So thank you guys. Looking forward to a great year, and talk to you guys soon.